Hello everyone, Nikhil this side from Coding Beam. So in this video, we will see that how to handle the forms with the React with the useState hook in the React. And first we have to create the form and then we have to create some inputs with that. And then we have to handle with the useState hook in the React. So if I will now go to the Visual Studio Code to demonstrate it. So first we have to use the useState const useState there, and the first it will contain like the name or like the set name, or the initial value will be an empty string, and then we have to create here the form. Like if I will now go to the div and if I will now enter here the form, like it will contain the form and then it will contain some inputs like input, and then we have to provide here like the type equals to the text, and then we have to provide here the value with that. And for the value, if I will now define here the value as the name, because we are now declaring the name variable to handle the input, and then the value will be equals to the name, and then we have to add here the onChange prop with that. So the onChange will be equals to a function and it will be equals to an function like handle change. So handle change, we will create the function. So about this, the onChange will be called whenever any value in the input field will change, the onChange prop will be called. So we will create a function with the handle change, and then we have to provide here and then if I will now close here the tag, and then we have to provide the onSubmit to the form like onSubmit, and it will be again a function like the submit handler. And then we have to add here the two functions, the handle change and the submit handler with that. So it will contain before the return like the const handle change equals to the function, and it will contain a parameter as the event, and same for the onSubmit as the submit handler. And now we have to add here the button to submit the form, and to add the button we have to create a new button here, and the type of button will be the submit. And now we have to close the button, add here the submit. So now in the handle change, if I will now handle the change as first it will give an event, and then we will handle the event with that. And for that we have to handle the event with it like the set name, and the set name will be called as the event.target.value. And we have to add the submit handler, and the first we have to add here the event.preventDefault to prevent the default behavior of the form, like it will send the data like a post. So we have to prevent default. And then we have to provide here like if I will now just console.log after the submit, so it will be the console.log, then you will see it will be like the name here. So if I will now save, and if I will now go to the Chrome here, and now if I will now check the console, so then you will see, if I will now remove all of that, so then you will see if I will now type A, so then you will see if I will now submit AAA, and if I will now type anything here like UWER or anything, so then you will see the value of the input field will be there after the submitting, and you will see there is no refreshing of the page whenever submitting the value, because we have added the prevent default. And then if we have to handle the multiple forms like the name, email, password and all, so we cannot add every time a useState with that like the name, email and the password. So there is a method in that. If I will now add here like the inputs, and then I will add here the set inputs, and then if I will now declare here as an object, this time it will contain an object, and the object will contain as the name, and the name will contain an empty string as the default, and then it will contain an email, and then it will contain password as an empty string. So if I will now save, and if I will now move on to that like the unexpected username, so then you will see the name is there. And then we have to provide some changes in the form, like we have to give the 3 input fields now after this. So the input field 1, 2, 3, and first we have to type the text, then email, and then we have to type here the password. And then we have to provide here the value. Initial value will be like the inputs.name, because we are now declaring the inputs value with the default value of the name, email and the password. So we have to add here like the inputs.name as the default value. Now the inputs.email, and then the inputs.password. And then the onChange will be the same. And now we have the name, email and the password in that. So in the handle change, if I will now just console.log And before consoling the log, so if I will now add here an ID to the inputs like the name, the ID will be equals to the name in the name, and in the email the ID will be like the email, and in the password field the ID will be the. So if I will now save, and now the logic here will be like if any of the input field value will be changed, so we have to get the ID of that, and then we have to get the value of that, and then we have to store the ID and the value in our inputs variable, like in the input states, like inputs.name, email and the password. So whenever the name will be changed, we have to store the name. Whenever the email will be changed, we have to store the email, and whenever the password, we have to store the password. And for that, first we have to go to the handle change again, and then we have to provide here like the set inputs now, and this time the set inputs will contain a previous state in that. So it will contain the previous state, and then we have to provide here the another value like, and then we have to return here the previous state first. So we have to use here the spread operator with that, and the spread operator is available in the ES6. So it will give us like the first, it will contain the previous state of the name, email and the password, and then first we have to store the previous state, and then we have to store the actual inputted value like the A, B, C, D or anything, and then we have to get the actual input value from the input ID. And for that, first we have to get the ID of the input, and for the ID, the event will give us the ID of the input, because we are now giving the ID as the name, email and the password. So it will contain the password. Event will give us the ID of that. So we have to provide here like the event dot target dot ID, and then it will contain the value of it also, like the event dot target dot value. By this, so whenever this will be on the input name, so it will get the name of it, and then it will get the value of it with the same event. And then whenever it will be in the email, so it will get the email ID and the email value, and whenever it will be on the password field, so it will get the email and the password from that. So with that, if I will now save, and if I will now just console.log the inputs in the submit handler function after the preventing default. So if I will now save, if I will now refresh the page, and if I will now add here the value as the name or anything like the name, and this will contain as the email or all like the email @email, and the password field will contain as this. So if I will now save, and if I will now submit the form, so then you will see the name will be there, the email will be there, and the password will be there, just because of this. And this is now the dynamic functionality with that, because the JavaScript is a fully dynamic language. So first it will contain the previous state, and then the ID of the input, then the value. So this is how can we handle the input field with the real time. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you will like the video, and guys please subscribe to our channel if you are new.